Hello and welcome to my Dream Experiences class. Today's topic is to resolve whatever's stopping you. So I appreciate your attending. My name is Andrea and I'll be guiding you through today's class. I'm always curious, how did you hear about today's class and where are you joining in from? Please let me know in the comments. It always just gives me an idea of how our community is growing throughout the world. And I appreciate your sharing. So a little bit about me. I'm calling in from Maryland, which is on the east coast of the United States. And I'm a wife and mother of 4. Each day, my family and I live with 12 healthy habits in order to enjoy a better quality of life. We also do this to support the success of all that God calls us to do. And because these habits have been so transformative to our lives, I make sure to share guidance on how to both implement and stick with each of these helpful habits so that we can all live truly thriving lives together. So I'll share more about the other videos, workbooks, classes, and support groups that I offer throughout the week. But for now, I want to go ahead and jump right into our class. So our goal today is to learn how to break free from discouragement so that you can live out your dreams. While we're together today, we'll cover how to break free from discouragement, how to deal with dream killers, how to cancel out negativity, and how to advocate for our dreams, as well as ways to assess the obstacles and find a way. So first, let's talk about breaking free from discouragement. Sometimes we can be discouraged by negativity, whether it's our own negativity or family or friends' negativity. Usually dream killers dumping out a list of reasons as to why we can't. So to cancel out all the negativity, it's helpful to consider why people can be so negative in the first place. People are usually negative because they doubt the possibilities for themselves, and thus they doubt and limit everyone else's situation too. So don't let their personal doubts and their limitations limit you. You can cancel out their negativity with positivity, and you can cancel out all the reasons as to why you can't with a list of reasons as to why you can and why it will work. Now, this is not a list that you need to share with them because they'll probably just come back with more negativity. You just want to continue to think about this list in your heart and your mind. So yeah, cancel it out with positivity and all the reasons as to why it can work. And while they're busy focusing on the wall that they see, which is very unfortunate for them, you can then turn around and focus on finding a way and finding the open door. Sometimes we can be discouraged by waiting for others too. Sometimes we wait for others to get on board, to sign off on our dreams, or to advocate for our dreams on our behalf. But you've got to be honest with yourself. You're the one that has this dream. You're the one with the vision. You're the one who sees the potential in it. And they literally don't see the vision in the same way that you do. So since they don't see it like you do, they can't have the passion that you have. They aren't the best person to trust to make your dream happen. You have the dream. You have the passion, and so therefore you are the best person to fight to make it happen. So to overcome the barriers, you want to assess the obstacles to find a way. So we might think that we have financial limitations. Maybe we assume that, I just don't have the money to live out my dreams, so yeah, I can't do it because I just won't have any money anytime soon. But the truth is, we do have the money. It's just being spent on something else. The question is that something that we're spending the money on more important than you living out your dreams? Take some time to consider how can you save some of that money toward your dreams. You can find a way to lower your expenses, to save every dollar that you save in a special account that's specifically for living out your dreams. And that money will add up. The more you save, the faster the amount will accumulate. And then, well, there goes your money right there. So time limitations. We might often assume that we don't have the time to live out our dreams right now or in any time in the near future. But the truth is that we do have time, but we're just using it for something else. So the question is then, is that something that we're using our time for more important? We want to consider how can we get some of that time back? Try to find a way to schedule time off in advance so that it'll be approved if you're working and you need approval. Another tip is to reduce your expenses so that you'll have less money to earn. That means you'll have less hours you have to work in order to earn that money. And then that also means that you'll have more time in order to live out your dreams. So we might think that we have some independence limitations. This might be true for parents with small kids or anyone with no private transportation or also anyone with physical limitations. The assumption is that, well, I don't have the autonomy to live out my dreams the way that I'd like, so the dream's over. But the truth is that just because we don't have the autonomy to live out the dreams the way we'd like doesn't mean that dream has to just be gone. We can just make sure that dream aligns with our current level of autonomy. So the question we need to ask is, how can I enjoy that dream with the level of independence that I have right now at this point. So do your best to find kid-friendly options, to invite maybe a family member to join and babysit while you're there on vacation or whatnot. Or you could invite someone to join so that they can assist with any physical limitations. So it's always better one in the hand than two in the bush. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Get as close as you can to what you want and live out your dreams. Remember, you can do this. You have the dream, you have the passion, and you are the best person to fight and make it happen. So cancel out any negativity by creating a list that says ways that it can work. Make sure that you're saving financially as much as you can over time, and do what it takes to make your time available. Be flexible and try to get as close as you can to what you want, and go ahead out and live out your dreams. So you may have noticed earlier that I said my family and I, we live with 12 healthy habits in order to enjoy a better quality of life. So then, enjoying dream experiences is just one of the 12. We embrace all these habits so that we can have less bad habits that would sabotage our efforts to obey God, and more good habits that would support our success as we aim to do all that Yahweh has called us to do. So for all these habits, I offer guidance via videos, workbooks, classes, and support groups to help you to implement and stick with each of these habits. So if you could use more guidance with this or any of the 12 healthy habits, you can find details on my website, which is trulythrivinglives.org. All right, so I'd love to know, how did you enjoy today's class, and what questions do you have for me? If you can, just let me know in the comments below, or you can just save your questions for support group or coaching. Either way, I look forward to supporting you along your journey. All right, thanks again for attending, and I hope you have a blessed day.